Was talking to a friend earlier and was reminded of this story. A couple years back, I worked for a very large resort-style place. It was where some very, very wealthy people had vacation homes. This place was huge, as it was basically its own town, and I happened to be in a small subsection of the largest department. Now, it's important to note that the uniforms my small team wore were completely different from the vast majority of people in this department because we were very specialized. We wore blue shirts and gray pants. Most of the rest of the department wore green shirts with khaki pants. Actually, I'm fairly certain that we were the only team, other than the on-site EMTs, who had blue uniforms. It was a big place, lots of employees, so most everyone in public-facing jobs were essentially color-coded. Anyways, it was literally my second to last day on the job and I had to go to the main office for the department, because that's where we kept things that we didn't need all the time. Space was extremely limited in our office. I run inside, pick up the box that we need, and head back out to my vehicle. A lady who is wearing a green shirt walks up to me, and since I try to be a decent person, I smile and say hello. Lady: "Oh, perfect, I need help taking a whole bunch of crap over to the banquet hall." Me, very clearly holding a heavy box that is labeled for my team. I'm on a tight schedule, sorry, my team worked a very time-sensitive position, I'm talking down to the second sometimes. Lady: "That can wait, I need help now." Me: "I'm really sorry, but I need to get this to." Lady: "I don't care, you need to help me." Me, completely out of fucks to give, not to be rude, but you aren't my supervisor, and my actual supervisor will tear me a new one if I don't get back to our office right now. Lady: "I'm going to tell head of department about this." Me, over my shoulder as I walk away: "Go ahead, he's in his office right now, I just said hi to him." Anyways, I headed over to my office and pretty much forgot about the interaction because we were slammed that day and it was non-stop until we closed. The next day was my last day on the job, so I wasn't surprised to see the head of the department show up when my shift was almost over. He was a really good guy, one of the best upper management types I have ever met, and really made an effort to get to know everyone in his department. My supervisor and I greeted him and we chatted while I finished cleaning up my station. Department head: "Suddenly very grave op, I got a very concerning report about you yesterday." Me and my supervisor: Department head: "Apparently you refused to give assistance to Lady when she asked for it." Me: "Oh yeah. I was bringing supplies from storage back here and didn't have time. She was kinda rude." Department head, grinning widely at his own joke: "Well, in that case I'm afraid that I'll have to let you go if you don't apologize to her." Me: "I'm terribly sorry it has to end this way, Department head, but I must stick to my principles." He laughed, shook my hand, and told me I could always count on him for a good reference while my supervisor cackled in the background. It wasn't a perfect job, but it was one of the better ones and I'll always be a little sad that I had to move away. But at least it ended with a pretty good chuckle. Setting the scene, in Target, Australia, with my 3.5-month-old in a pram next to me. I'm wearing a green shirt with Daffy Duck on it that say "Who made you the boss?" leggings and thongs. A lady says "Excuse me," I answer and turn around away from the pram. "Can you tell me where you keep this?" Unfortunately I was stunned and sleep deprived, so rather bluntly said "I don't work here" and gestured to the baby. I used to work at a great chocolate, fine liquor and specialty store. It was wonderful. My best friend was there with me and we had a great time. I moved out of state a few years later. Whenever I go back to town I stop in the store for a few hours to shoot the shit and occasionally ring people up, give recommendations. But, whenever a really annoying customer comes up to me and starts their rant I look them dead in the eyes and say, "I don't work here." This is right after they've seen me ring someone up. Perplexed they always turn to my friend and he in turn looks them dead in the eyes and says, "He's right. He doesn't work here." Then I head to the back of the store and release my laughter. Maybe I'm an asshole, but I can't help it. Background: I'm slightly taller than the US average height for a woman. The store I was in during this incident seemed to have a wide range of employee heights. I was wearing shorts, tank top and flip-flops. Definitely not at all like the employee uniform of the store. One day, I was in a big box store, and there was also an older, much shorter woman in the same general area as I. This was before 2020. I find the lotion I want and turn to put it in my cart. The older woman sees the lotion she wants and it is near the lotion I got. She very nicely asks me if I can grab her a lotion, so I grab a lotion for her. She says thanks, and gives me a butterscotch. We go our separate ways. In the next aisle, some guy who is about average height for a man, so taller than me, in the US starts asking me a bunch of questions about items that are not in the aisle we were in. Not politely but not exactly rude. I don't really know the answers, so I tell him I don't work here, I don't know. He says, but you're so tall. I just stared at him blankly because I was trying to figure out what height had to do with working at the store and something to say other than WTF, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. He was not satisfied with my non-response, so he said, you're so tall and you helped that lady. So I told him that I was just being nice helping her and that if he wants help he should ask the people wearing the vests that say in big letters, how can I help you? He huffs off dramatically. Not very interesting, but I thought it was weird. I am a weirdo magnet apparently. So this happened 6-7 years ago. I was working at a large retail store that sells soap and candles. In my area, there are several stores, but I worked at one specifically. One day, I was at a different location, and I was not working. Out of habit, I was tidying displays while I shopped around. A man came up to me and started asking me questions about what he should buy for his mom. I gave him suggestions and walked around the store with him, helping him pick out scents. This probably lasted 10-15 minutes. When he was all set, he asked for my name so I could get credit for this pretty big sale. I just giggled and said, oh, I don't work here, and told him to have a nice day. Every once in a while, I think about this and laugh to myself all over again. Today I went to a plus-size store looking for a blazer for interviews. I saw two near the register, so I was going about trying to get one open, but my hands are having trouble, so I hoped to ask the cashier but noticed she had customers. While I tried waiting it out, I tried the other one that has no buttons. When I was finished, a lady said hi and I made the mistake of thinking she works there, so I started walking to her and that's when she said she thought I worked there. We both looked embarrassed as the cashier said there's a worker in the back. The lady said the worker sent her there and I took advantage of the info and went to the back. Unfortunately, I still couldn't find a blazer that fit with the worker's help. So all I got out of this was a wholesome story.